What is going on, guys? We are back with another video today on Madden 21, and we're doing another realistic rebuild, this time of the Detroit Lions. This, of course, is post Matthew Stafford, Jared Goff trade. If you guys want to see the Rams side of this, where we had Stafford, we posted that literally yesterday on the channel, so go check it out. Of course, you guys seem to like that last one, so we're going to come back with this one. And speaking of the trade, as far as Madden terms is concerned, I think it's an absolute win. I think even in real life, you can make the argument that both teams, they both made out. Some of the trades in the NFL seem to be getting a little bit better lately, so I really like this trade for both sides. For the Lions, you are getting, a potentially, not even potentially, you are getting a worse quarterback that does still have a ceiling that I wouldn't say he could really ever get to Matthew Stafford's skill level, but with the age difference alone, not that that means a ton if you suck, and where the Lions are, I think this is a better play for them because, honestly, unless they absolutely crush the draft, considering some of their contract decisions lately, specifically talking about Vitae, the right tackle, a 5-year, $50 million deal or whatever it was, it just has not worked out and looks like it will not work out. I just don't think this team won't be ready for at least 3 to 4 years for a true chance at a Super Bowl, which is when Stafford would be like, 36 and potentially regressing. I don't know. I just think the trade makes a decent bit of sense. Of course, with the Rams' 2 first rounds, you don't know what you're going to get because there's a good chance if Stafford is healthy and unless they completely screw up the cap or someone retires early or there's big injuries throughout the years, it's going to be a bottom 20, 25 pick. So you are guaranteeing yourself a bad first round, but it is 2 extra first rounds. So as far as, once again, Madden goes, not a bad trade for us. This might actually be easier to do on this side than the other side. Well, at least it should be more fun, especially with that pick 7 overall. But this is what the team looks like. We are in the first period of free agency. We let Marvin Jones go. Not that he's not a good player. I just don't think this team's going to re-sign him. If he was truly the number 2 option here, and he was a good, he is the number 2. If he was really a good number 2 option, they probably wouldn't be looking to grab a receiving threat in the draft. And that's, I think, what pick 7 is going to be, unless somehow one of the really good quarterbacks is there. Maybe we debate it. I don't know, though. I feel like with Jared Goff's number, I think you have to just go for receiving options, and maybe you make it work. I don't know. O-line, definitely something you have to think about as far as the defensive side of things. Lots of needs, specifically at the inside linebacker position. We have offered a few contracts, but nothing too crazy because, once again, cap number over here is looking a little scary. Desmond Trufant, wish we can get rid of him, can't. I think these top 3 is what the cornerbacks look like. Trufant, once again, I don't know, maybe next season we can release him for free. I'm not sure, but yeah, that didn't really seem to work out. Aquara is apparently playing both positions here. Obviously, we'll put Flowers in the starting spot. So defense isn't great, but there are a few options that I feel okay about in the future. Maybe Tracy Walker, who is 26. I forgot. I thought he was 24. I guess not. Okuda, Aquara, and Tavai. Yeah, maybe defense is a little rougher than I thought. Of course, we move into Sean Hand to defensive tackle. Yeah, a little bit of a yikes. The fact that I looked at that defense and seen that it's a 3-4 is crazy. I knew it was a 3-4, but every time I look at it, I'm just like, well, really? Of course, these are what the free agency options look like. Allen Robinson could hit free agency. Wouldn't surprise me. Odell, I would assume if they have the money, they'll try to get him back, especially with the injuries. They should be able to get him for a little bit cheaper than probably what he's worth. Kyle Juszczyk is a free agent. Chris Godwin, once again, we've been seeing this a lot. I just don't think the Buccaneers are going to let him go, right? They should have enough money for him. I don't see why not. I don't know if they've... I'm trying to think. O-line, I think they have a really expensive tackle, if I'm not mistaken, actually, that they can't get rid of. There are some options here, don't get me wrong. Will Fuller, you take the injury risk. Juju Smith-Schuster, but this team's kind of broke. We have some re-signings next year, and once again, I just bumped Jared Goff's penalty up. So we do not know how much we're going to have soon. But that doesn't stop us from getting a few players. We get a backup safety, Lano Hill. We get Carl Joseph. I'm not saying he's a long-time starting option, but 27 years old, kind of nearing the end of his career here. You know, shouldn't be expensive, especially for the safety position. It's pretty undervalued in the league, specifically contract-wise and free agency. Usually, like, the top-tier targets at safety are making quite a bit less than any other player on the in the league. We've seen tons of these kind of, like, older player deals trying to get another shot at being great, and I think that fits really well for us. Wayne Gallman will be the number 3, potentially number 2, depending if we can get a trade for Kerryon Johnson, who's just not worked out. Of course, with the picks, apparently we have pick 9 in the second round. Is that true? How does that work? How do we have 7 in the first, 9 in the second? What's happening here? Did they switch picks with the team? I can't remember. But pick 7 overall. Obviously, we can't really scout too much going on here. But Devontae Smith apparently really bad in the combine grade. Jamar Chase. So as far as what this team wants to do, in my opinion, it would make more sense for them to go with someone like Jalen Waddle because of how fast he is. As far as the other two guys go, they're a little on the slower side. I feel like that's what Detroit has had for so many years, just slower physical guys. Not that I'm saying that, you know, I wouldn't take either of the guys. I would definitely take them here. And honestly, if Jamar Chase is there, we may still take him over Waddle. But Jalen Waddle, I just think Detroit has not had a really good separation guy in ages. But once again, I think I mentioned it recently enough, like Titus Young, who wasn't even that great, but, you know, their fastest slot type of receiver. Not that I'm saying Jalen Waddle is a necessary slot guy only, but definitely a guy that I think they should go for because of how fast he is. And once again, I think that, B pluses, that's still pretty good. I think that is probably what we're going to be aiming for. I just think you want to go with someone faster, and we'll see what we can do. This is also a different class, so I have no idea what any of the hidden players are, so that should hopefully change some things up as well. I do not know how good the class is, so bear with me. That's the thing, I can't really check the classes. I kind of just have to go based on downloads and likes to dislikes, because otherwise I'll have the results of the class, basically. We get a couple more backups. We get Malik Jefferson. We get Grant Haley, who would actually end up being a starter. We don't get Fowler. We get Terez Hall, who, once again, could start because our linebackers are lacking. We do not get Gotcha, and then we get Kevin King. Ironically enough, probably should be a lower over than that. That overall is a little high in my opinion. You know, no bias or anything like that. So we're finally in the draft. The Jaguars with pick number 1 go with Lawrence. No shocker. This one is a little bit of a shocker. I know the Dolphins would be pissed, but there is a chance that the Jets still stick it out with Darnold. Maybe they go with tackle or wide receiver. A lot of, you know, that's the overall consensus is the 3 would be a lineman, a wide receiver, or a quarterback. But who knows what their board looks like. Obviously, it doesn't matter what the experts think or what needs you think you have. Best available pick or player is usually what teams go for. And obviously, everyone's best will look a little bit different. So they go with the tackle, not a bad choice. Parsons to the Dolphins. I think this would definitely be wide receiver, and even if Sewell is still on the board, there's a chance it still is wide receiver at number 3. I mean, I don't hate the pick. I just think that's not the biggest need comparatively, especially with quarterback Tua starting over there. As far as the Falcons, wide receiver Chase, definitely not the biggest need at all. I think you could even see a quarterback go more likely to go before a wide receiver for them. But once again, best available pick. Maybe that's a tackle they take. Maybe it's a pass rusher. Maybe that's one of their bigger needs, I think. So I really couldn't tell there. Number 5, Kyle Pitts. You would assume... I really didn't think he was going to be that high. I was looking to either grab him or Waddle. Maybe put Pitts at wide receiver, of course. Definitely has the ability to do that. The next pick is where we see how sad we are, because this could actually be Jalen, but hopefully in this case it is Devontae, and it is Devontae Smith. The reason why I say hopefully, obviously we've been over this. I want, of course, Zach Wilson and them are there. How do you pass on those? I don't think they would actually be there in real life. Maybe one of them. But I think Waddle is the bigger need. The wide receiver position is the biggest need here. Jared Goff has to play here for at least like 2 seasons, if I'm not mistaken. So Jalen Waddle's the pick. Hopefully he's hidden. And the lowest overall of all the receiving threats. However, he is hidden, so I'm obviously happy about that. Super burner, super young. And I think overall this is a very good choice. Of course, Zach Wilson and Trey Lance are still here, but we're not going to, what is that called? Either, Rondale Moore as well. We're not going to entertain the thought of those guys being there. Alex Leatherwood is still there. I feel like the bigger need... Nah, I can't say pass rusher is the biggest need here right now. I'd probably put cornerback as a bigger need. This would honestly be me basing it off the combine report, the height and the age. So I don't know. That's a little bit of a risky one for me. We have a safety that could potentially play linebacker. I'm not exactly sure what he did in college, but it wouldn't surprise me that he would move down to that spot. The next pick could be like Roche. We also do have Tyleman. I mean, he's usually hidden in these classes. DT is definitely something that's on the list. This is a tough one for me. I feel like because there's so many good players here, even Basham you can make the argument for is 23, but play DT as well. Maybe even fits, or not even DT, but maybe fits that 3-4 look a little bit better. It's so strange. It's a 3-4. That just doesn't, I don't know. But because we have so many players here, I'm gonna just skip slowly to our pick, and hopefully one of them is there. Okay, tight end. That's a good start. Okay, keep it going. Ooh, Falcons are having a draft. Ooh, the Dolphins. Okay, the Dolphins take one of the players that are still there. I'm going to be honest. Nah, I mean, I really like Ojulari or Titus, so I'm going to keep going until one of them is gone, which probably will be right here. No? Still there? Oh, I forgot about the guards. There was 2 guards there. We missed them both, didn't we? Why do we... Oh, Lord. And they're both there, so we didn't have to trade up. The question is, who do you value more? Do you value a corner or a pass rusher? And the answer to this one will have to come in the form of looking at our damn team. You're pretty much banking on Okuda being the starter. Kevin King, he's really not someone I'd worry about in the future. Justin Coleman's the number 3, but he's old. Trufont's the number 2, probably, but he's old. Maybe make an argument between him and King. Corner's definitely a need. Pass rusher... It's just so confusing, though. Like, how is this a 3-4? I think I'm going to take Ojulari. Pass rusher is kind of hard to get, and more importantly, could have a re-signing question mark in the future. I'm going to go with him. Seems like a really good pick. Seems like he, probably shouldn't even be here still. Just hoping that finesse works out, and please be hidden. And he is. 72 overall hidden. That is a good pick. That is a very good pick. Now, the thing is, we could still trade up. It would cost us our next year first-round pick. But would it not be worth it? You could end up with Basham. Oh, maybe we should have actually taken Quincy here. A little bit of a yikes from us, but, here it is. I mean, we took a good player. I ain't even gonna worry about it. Tyson Campbell, mid-second, late third. I don't know what Campbell's projection is, but if he's there at the start of the third, I'm trading up. Damn, Campbell is gone. Of course, Zach Wilson's still there, but that's just not going to happen, so... Get that idea out of your head, boys. We do have other corners, though. We have Lenore. I won't say that I would plan on this guy being a corner. I'd maybe think about putting him at safety because of that zone coverage. And then Rochelle could have a chance here, maybe. But we definitely want the safety, so I'm going to trade up right here just to guarantee him because, honestly, we don't really have much going after this pick. So I feel like it's smart to just get this player guaranteed. Maybe he plays safety in the future. Maybe he plays linebacker. I don't know. We give up 72 this, 137 this, and 167 next, which is probably fair. It's the third round. It's starting to get later in the draft, and, a 5th and a 6th isn't crazy low. It's pretty close. You might have voted him a little bit more than that, but obviously Hamza here looks pretty good, whether he's safety or linebacker. Let's take him, and, oof, normal development, but very fast, good hit power. Block shed's pretty high. I think we are going to play him at middle linebacker. I don't know how much he's going to drop off, but as far as, the talent at middle linebacker for us, it drops off hard. Actually, why did we scout Trey Hill? Actually, we didn't have much scouting points. I might take a blind pick in the dark here and take Trey Hill. And he looks really good. We're going to take Trey Hill, the center, 21 years old, 67 overall. What the hell did we do this? And then we're going to take Monty Rice, screw it. And he's hidden. A lot of the classes lately we've been using have had Monty Rice at normal, but here he is at hidden development traits. I'm stoked. We're banking a little bit on us, A, not being like super great next year, and or being decent to great next year, and B, on this whatever player we're going to take being decent. Now I'm starting to think with how much we had to give up for that, we may not be taking the corner. Sills mid-7th. I definitely want him. He looks really solid. Rochelle. You know, I will still take Lenore because we technically do need, well, I wouldn't say 2 safeties, but if this guy's okay, if he's like a 70, 71 overall, even if he's normal, I may still start him over Tracy Walker. We're going to take him, and he is not, but he is hidden. Okay, so he is not 70-some overall, but he is hidden development trait. Jumpy kind of sucks. Very fast. 72 zone. This is a win. That is like the prototypical free safety. That's who I'd be looking for if I'm looking for a free safety. So Lyman's still there. Newsom's still there. You got to go to Lyman. Josh Sills. Yikes. Maybe you don't have to go with the Lyman. That is a bad pick. Here you go. Houston, some depth. It's not a terribly unfair trade, right? We're going to take Mr. Quinn Nordin. Definitely the best pick of all of the kickers. So we're going to take him, and he is hidden. This may or may not be the guy that's Superstar, by the way. Not that I really care, but yeah, I mean, this guy's been Superstar in a lot of classes. So, yeah, I'll just be honest. But let's take a look. Moment of truth. I'm going to be honest with this one. Speaking of honesty, this is probably going to be Star. The other guys, I think every receiver ahead of us was probably Superstar. Okay, maybe not. Superstar for him as well. I was going to say all the guys ahead of him probably Superstar, and he'd be the first of the receivers that wasn't. But no, Superstar, which once again is super fair. Star development, I still have no idea what this team's defense is like. Like, what do they actually do around here? And I feel like he should be in the 50s. We'll have to make an adjustment. Like 55. I mean, 56. 54. I mean, he's a pass rusher. 56 isn't great. We're going to try to get him 55 or 52, I think. Hamza, I want to see what he is as a middle linebacker because I think Lenore is going to be playing safety for us. Hamza is a 67 at middle. I like that. I like it a lot. Monty Rice, I'm going to be honest. I'm just going to assume he's Star. I'm going to look at Lenore, though, because I've never seen this person ever. So maybe they are Superstar. Maybe they're X Factor. I don't know. But yeah, Star development as expected. It goes free safety, maybe 29. Looks pretty decent. And I do want to see the development of the receivers. So Jamar Chase, probably Star, maybe a Superstar X Factor. I don't know. He is Superstar. Okay. Falcons uniforms. Looking all right. Kyle Pitts, how fast is he? 88 speed, 87 excel. I feel like that's a little, I wouldn't say a little slow, but fair enough. Fair enough. Kyle Pitts is Superstar as well. Very good pick. I guess I can't really say slow because he's like the same speed as Jamar. Devontae Smith looking decent. Hidden development as well. Maybe this would be an X Factor. I'd say probably another Superstar development. Maybe even all the way down to Star. Nope, Superstar as well. Good picks, good picks. And that's pretty much all I wanted to see. All right, we trade Kerryon Johnson and Tracy Walker to the Jets for a third-round pick. I think that's completely fair. They are lacking at running back. And, of course, safety, strong safety specifically, not looking super great over there. All right, we have the lineup for year one, and now before you get all mad with me, we moved Hill to Star because literally every single lineman, I think there was 2, unless there was some undrafteds, 2 linemen with hidden in the entire class. Well, other than the top tier, I would assume the left tackles. I didn't check them. There was 1 left guard and 1 right guard, I believe. The rest were literally all normal across the entire board, and there was lots in the first to 3 rounds. So we added a couple of star devs to some different lower-end guys. I feel like Trey Hill is probably fair to do so with. Maybe we shouldn't have. I don't know, dude. Whatever. You know, we won't. Screw it. Let all those other guys can have star. Trey Hill can go to normal. I don't want anyone complaining. It's always going to be someone complaining. You ruined it. He's Star now. If you like the fact that I didn't ruin it, leave a like and subscribe. And if you hate everyone else that cries about it, leave a comment saying, suck it, nerds. I don't know. Looking at the defensive side of things, we do have a lot of hidden. So Ojulari is playing the right outside linebacker spot. Monty Rice does get the nod at number 2. I really want Hamza to get it going here, but he's got time. He's 22. Deal with it. You know, we'll maybe he plays strong safety next year if Joseph sucks. I don't know. Cornerbacks, Okuda at number 1. Trufant hopefully stays healthy. Wink, wink, injuries off. Number 2, Justin Coleman. And number 3, Aruwari is number 4. I mean, I like the fact that he's young, and in real life, that's not too old, obviously. I mean, look at Darius Williams for the Rams. He's 28, 29, and, you know, he was one of the better cornerbacks in the entire league. Got up in overall, but because it's Madden, you know, it doesn't work that way. It's not dynamic, so this guy could go off and have 10 picks per season. The very best he would be at 29 is like 82 overall, and that's talking very best overall possible. As far as the D-line, hand doesn't look too bad with Shelton at number 2. Trey Flowers, hopefully he can get to superstar because he already has a huge contract on the team. And then speaking of contracts, I think Aquara needs one soon. He's always been pretty decent for me, so we may keep him around. Once again, this scheme is very interesting, so I'm just going to let it roll, see how it plays, and then adjust accordingly. So we have contract negotiations. I don't know what the I don't know how many people we have to re-sign, but that's not terrible money, assuming there's not too many more big names. Frank Ragnaw, 6-year deal. Was it a 6-year? Might have been a 7. I think we gave him a 7, actually. Definitely worth it. Romeo Quara. That might be something we have to think about. Deshaun Hand is a very decent overall at DT. He's pretty decent. He's decent enough. I don't want to get too wild out here. I'm going to go with a 3. Nah, we're going to regret it. We're going to go for the 4-year. Trufant, no. Danny Shelton, probably not. Tyrell Crosby, I'm going to be honest, probably will have to re-sign him. Lineman's not easy to get. But yeah, I think the big question is Romeo Aquara. Yikes. I'm not saying this pushes him out of the door next year because he obviously is still kind of young, but if you can't get from normal to star in a game, like, what are you doing? We offered Aquara the deal. He's playing okay, but worse comes to worse. It's only a 2-year 20. And then even though I don't really value punters too much in Madden, I think Jack Fox is obviously a very solid one, so we will give him a 3-year. All right, are we in the playoffs? We are. I was about to say, win or lose, I was going to really give this team some credit because, man, they battled. They had some tough teams to play against, and they actually won some tough games. You know, they played against their former quarterback, Matthew Stafford. Both quarterbacks really didn't have much to show for, but of course, Goff technically outperformed them, especially when you consider the 2 rushing touchdowns. Obviously, Akers had 1, but they won some really tough matchups. Obviously, they lost some ones they shouldn't have, but beating the Packers, you know, beating the Vikings, the Cardinals earlier in the season with the Niners, you know, the Seahawks. Some pretty tough opponents in there. And of course, they make the playoffs, which is obviously what we were aiming for because, you know, we didn't have a 4th, 5th, 6th, or 7th. Maybe a little too early, but Goff surely looks to get himself back to star development. Really, really good year. The thing that kind of sucks though about this is Goff did have a quarterback scenario, and if I'm not mistaken, he got it, but they lost the game. DeAndre Swift, that is a big yikes, my guy. Jalen Waddle, really nice. Galladay with the touchdowns could go to X Factor, which would be clutch because we did give him a 4-year 60, I believe, before this thing started. Hawkinson, bit of a down year, but hey, guess what? That's probably the Pro Bowl because tight end voting for Pro Bowl is pretty bad. Taylor Decker, what are you doing? Tyrell Crosby with 9 sacks allowed. We may let him go and just put Vitae there because, of course, this team locked in all that money. Might as well get some value out of it. Corners with a lot of tackles. Sacks, Trey Flowers, Ojulari. Not a great season for pass rush at all. I'm honestly surprised this team made it with what appears to be a very bad defense. Hey, look at Quinn Nordin. Nice. Welcome to Detroit, Jared Goff. Stafford is finally getting to leave the whole bad defense situation. I guess offense wasn't that great either, with yards at least. Any award wins? I'm trying to think, maybe Rookie of the Year stuff. Monty Rice at 2. Best running. Hello? Thank you. Obviously, we wouldn't have that anyways. Number 4 and 5 for wide receivers. I mean, one of those should, maybe even both, go to the Pro Bowl. That's a win, I suppose. We'll take any win we can get. DB, number 4 for Okuda. We'll take that. And Norden all the way at 7. It seems a little low, but already with the playoffs, of course, this could have been a little bit of a fluke. You know, I was talking about how they beat some good opponents. They did have a couple of easy games that they did have, and they won, obviously. But, hey, I don't care what you say. We're in. That's all that matters. All right, going to Seattle. It's not an easy team to beat. Obviously, they have a pretty decent set of players on offense, and they've got a few game-changing players on defense, but as far as a playoff team poll, it's not the worst one to get. And it's ironic because the Seahawks, on the other hand, are like, you know, the Detroit Lions, they got a few good players on offense, some playmakers on defense, but it's not the worst poll you can get. You know, the exact same thing on the other end. Both two teams probably going to get, whoever wins is going to get stomped next week. But hey, we're getting a pretty good one out of them. I would love to see a playoff game against two teams barely making it in, shooting off like this. This is nuts. Well, maybe now it's over. The fourth quarter was kind of bad. Second half, disgustingly bad. This is where you kick a field goal, by the way. It's where the game has the clock running, by the way. Got to call a timeout instantly. Like, they're still telling them to pass it. Like EA, get your crap together. I'm going to miss the extra point or the field goal here anyways. But, like, just put it in, you know? Kick the field goal, kick your onside kick, and give yourself a chance. Give your fans something to hope for, right? You lose by 8 against the Seahawks and, you know, a year with a new quarterback, new coach, all this stuff. You know, relax a little bit here. Plus, maybe you get the onside kick. Who freaking knows? Maybe you hit the stick this guy and get the ball back. Okay, maybe you go into the offseason with a playoff loss. Who knows? But you do better than just letting the game finish with a 11-point deficit. But, I mean, hey, that's not a bad start. 38-30. We put up some points against Seattle. I like it. I like it. Goff played pretty well. This is a good season. This was a pretty successful one. Unfortunately, the ground game, once again, in Detroit seems to be an issue. We're going back to the dark ages here. We're going to go back to before Reggie Bush was the first 100-yard rusher in Detroit in years. Remember when that happened? Brought in Reggie Bush, and he was like the first 100-yard rusher in a game for I don't even know how many years. You know who I miss? I miss Javid Best. You know that? Even as a Packers fan, I miss him. He's so fun. So in this universe, you have the Packers versus the Colts in the Super Bowl. Not a bad one. If the Packers win, I mean, that would be pretty interesting. Looking at DevOps, we do see Jared Goff gets the star. I was going to look at his abilities, but obviously he doesn't have any because he's star. 3 superstar wide receivers. Obviously, Agnew barely counts because he's not even a wide receiver. He's a freaking corner. He's a kick returner. It's so strange. O-line, Hill, not a bad player. We got 2 young guards. So really, just get a new right tackle. Keep developing the guards. Maybe you're fine. Defensively, any DevOps. Trey Flowers. I mean, if I have to say undeserved, it would be me saying undeserved. I'm not even going to change his ability because, you know, he doesn't even deserve a damn ability. And, ooh, Kuda. Kuda gets the X factor. That's pretty impressive already. Universal coverage and bench press. That's a pretty good combination. We did not get another upgrade in dev on the entire team, though, which isn't, you know, the worst thing. Tavai, how old? 25 now? 3 years going into his 4th. Man, I think you move some players around. I'm just going to be honest. I think you trade Tavai off to somebody. I mean, I just don't see it, dude. Super streaky. Hasn't gotten a dev up yet. He's 25 now. I don't know. Tyrell Crosby, we mentioned probably having to re-sign him. I don't think we do. I'd actually probably re-sign Danny Shelton before I re-sign Tyrell in this case, but I said I would, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to resign anyone. Real question is, can we release anyone? This would be huge to release Jamie. Oh, I am rock. Vaitai, I believe, is still on the hook. Kind of. Jesse James probably still on the hook. No, not really. Okay, I mean, the space isn't great, but, I mean, it could be worse. Taylor Decker getting paid a lot, but at least he's better than Vaitai. Justin Coleman, he's not bad, but I'd maybe look to trade him off as well. Cornerback is probably the #1 choice for us to take. Okuda looks to be taking that step towards being a true elite #1 corner. Obviously, as an X factor, it automatically makes him elite, but, you know, talking about it in a realistic sense. I mean, we have Kevin King. We have Aruwari. Oh, she's not that high. I think we can get rid of Coleman for like a 5th-round pick, save some money. We're not in a bad spot. Okay, I like it. This is a lot better year 2 than it was, you know, before we even got into year 1. As far as elite corners go, Jair's there. That would be an insane combo. But once again, I think Jair is reserved for, well, the Packers for 1, and 2, teams that really are so desperate at corner, which we're close, but I think you reserve that for teams that have tons of cap and actually have the spot for it. Aaron Jones. Now, that would not be a surprising signing for the Lions. I just think Swift has all the makings to be a good running back, and the fact that he hasn't isn't maybe him, but more the players around him. TJ Watt, I just don't see Pittsburgh letting him go, and he is, they're signing him as their number 1 guy, and more importantly, we just do not have the money. Both Watts in free agency, maybe they come together and, play on the same team, doubt it, but be kind of a cool thing. Calais Campbell would not be a bad 1 year, however, 17 mil. I'm going to offer him 10 mil. All right, so we added some players. Calais Campbell, easily the biggest of names. We bring Travis Fulgham back as a backup. Tarvarius Moore as a backup as well. And we definitely need to find a team for the guy we call Justin Coleman. Little surprised we actually did get him, honestly. Little surprised we got Calais. It sucks that our biggest need is a lineman because, once again, I do not trust linemen in Madden. Late first, I mean, you gotta try that, though. That is worth a risk, I feel. Some okay names here, actually. We actually started the draft, and I was actually kind of surprised that the higher pick was actually from the Rams. And I'll show you guys we didn't force any, losses or anything like that. The Rams were obviously very close this seat. I forgot we can't show you. Never mind. Maybe we did. Maybe he cheated. I don't know. But I suppose in real life the Rams were kind of close themselves to having a similar season to that. As far as what we want to go with, I think we definitely have to go with the lineman because we need to tackle badly. Looks solid enough. Cornerback is the higher choice, though, Mr. Bryson. The problem is he's in mid-first, which honestly, I didn't even know that until just now myself. I thought he was a late first. The corners really do not look great. So, do we trade up to top 10? Like, he could a center went first overall, nice. He could very well go, like, pick 6 or something like that. Skinner! Falcons have been drafting really, really well. Our corner's going to go. Is that him? That may have been him right there. No, he's not. He's still there. I got to trade up here. There's some teams that could use a corner pretty badly. I don't know how much it's going to cost. It shouldn't be costing us too much, though. So we give them 15 this, 71 next, and Bryant, but we are going to be giving them a 4th-round pick next year as well. Of course, I think this is a very... Well, actually, what else do we have? God, that wide receiver does look good. We don't really need him, though. Combine skipper, but doesn't look good. Tight end. Oof, we had another tight end here, Dorian Randall. If we needed a wide receiver a little bit more, maybe, because he actually probably could play wide receiver, but I just don't think we can. DT. So there's actually some really good players here that I just did not expect to be here. The DT is very interesting. I mean, he's not a DT, but he's a DT. We don't have... No, we have Calais, so we can delay it for a year. That DT, this guy looks so good. We got to go Bryson, though. Best available for sure. And 76 overall normal. Obviously, normal sucks, but as far as, a Madden draft goes, it's obviously a very good pick. Super high in catching, solid in speed, good in coverage stats right out the gate already. I just want to take a look at how good that end was. Was that him? Could have been. I have no idea. Wide receiver for the Cowboys again. How many do they need? And then for this lineman, I really don't want to trade up again, but you kind of have to. Dorian Randall, 73 overall. So I don't mind that because obviously if he's a 73 overall at tight end, he would have been like a 70 overall wide receiver. But he could be superstar, could be X Factor. You never know. We get the Bills 23, Tavai and Pierre for 17. I think that would put him as a projected like high 4th-round pick, which I think is fair. You have another DT here. You do have the other tight end, which don't get me wrong, they're both looking solid, but I just don't think he can do it as the tackle, so there he is. You got to evaluate every position because we do have pass rushers. I'd probably rather go with one of these speeders, though, later on. Where's the other one? Is the other one out there? There's only one later? Oh, well. I think we're going to risk it, though. Mr. Jason LeBlanc, please. Yes! Hidden development, 72 overall. Yeah, we reached. If you take a hidden development lineman that's in the 70 overall range, unless he's 24, it's not a reach even if you pick him at number 1. That is how hard it is to grab a damn hidden development lineman in Madden this year. Get the hell out of here. You reached. We also do have some quarterbacks later. It looks like Jared Goff probably will work out, but we may still take a shot on one of these guys because we have seen in the past hidden developments coming from that spot. Running back is a little bit of a need, so I think we can pull off just going to the next pick and then taking best available. I also feel like we should just move this team to a proper 4-3 because whatever they're planning around here just like is not working. Maybe even actually be able to trade off Aquara. I know you're taking a bit of a cap penalty, but maybe get a third round off of him or just even use it to trade for a linebacker straight up. We have picked 9 in the 3rd round, so that's obviously really good too. Running back is high on my list. I mean, I don't know if this team needs a running back that high, but he looks like one of those can't-miss players. As far as Swift goes, he hasn't, shown us that he is a guarantee, beast for this team. So, if we get this guy and he's like a superstar or something, you probably just start him. But is he the best choice? I think he is. Romeo Thurman, 75 overall normal, almost exactly the same guy we drafted for the Rams, ironically, in our other rebuild. Injury and toughness a little rough, but obviously a very solid player and overall worth the pick, obviously. And we don't really have much. Ooh, 71 overall for that guy. Was that the guy we had on the board? Oh, both of the pass rushers are gone. That is harsh, harsh business. Obviously, don't really need them anymore that if we are going to be moving to that 4-3 like we said. But, damn, those are some very good best available type picks. We don't really need linemen anymore, but that guy is good. I'm trying to think. We have the tackle. We have 2 young guards. We'll probably just take a look at how good this guy is after the draft. It's hard to pass on him, but if he's not hidden, it's a wasted pick. I'd rather just trade this down. Actually, probably rather... Nah, that guy's 23. I'm taking him off the list no matter what. Let's trade down. Let's actually try to get a 2nd round next year from a team that's projected. Let's go to... Nah, the Packers we can't. Who do the Packers beat? Oh, yeah, the Colts. Let's go to the Colts. And that's exactly what we do. And the question remains, do you value anyone here enough to take them this high? And by this high, I mean we don't really have any other picks moving on. 7th. The other quarterback I wanted more is gone, so I don't think I'm going to risk it for Lane Bryant. This guy looks pretty good mid-7. We have a lot of 7th, so let's just try to move this for a couple of 6. Maybe we can get like a late 4th and a couple of high 6. That would be a win for me. I'd do it. And yes, it sounded like I just crapped myself. I'm just glad I used that that draft pick calculator because I was like, I'll go for a late 4th and 2-6. Apparently, this trade was actually good for them. I mean, in my opinion, it definitely is because Emmanuel Hall is actually pretty developable. But you take away Emmanuel Hall, and the grade is that we lost 7 points on the trade, or 6.4 points on the trade. So they won this trade technically. I'm not sure how, but we will take that. And I think we will. He's a mid-7th. We're going to take him. Look at how fast he is. 5'9", 22. 70 years old. That's not what he is. He's 70 overall. Pretty fast. Okay, kick returning. Could be the replacement for Agnew. It'd be nice to get to the end of this 5th and then call it there. Moved on to 31, and we added a 6th round next year. Win for both teams. I suppose our last 2 picks of the draft. First is higher need. So middle linebacker, young, very fast looking. 65 overall normal. Honestly, if we are moving to 4-3, unless we have a better option, he may be a starter. And then the other pick would be a 6'3", 205-pound safety. Looks decent, and 66 overall. Once again, another high potential player. Really good catching. Good injury, good stamina. He's actually a really solid-looking player. Is he a white dude? I did not think he was a white dude. Was he? I can't even tell. My memory's so shot. And we got a fullback from free agency, but this guy looks really solid too, so might as well take him. 89 lead block, 83 strength, not bad. Hell, I mean, I'm just saying, this dude could almost be I really want to test him at lineman. I'm not going to put him there, obviously way too small, but I might have to take a look at what his overall is at lineman just for the hell of it, honestly. So we obviously took a few, actually no, we didn't take a few hiddens. We had 1 hidden. If I'm not, yeah, 1 hidden. Mr. LeBlanc, whether he's star or superstar, is totally fine by me. Obviously going to be plugged right into our right tackle spot. He is star. Absolute win regardless. And when I said Mr. LeBlanc brought me back because I had a really awesome teacher back in the day named Mr. LeBlanc. And if he's watching this, which I don't think he is, you're a hero. So here's one of the pass rushers I think I don't think about it. I know we have had the chance at. Pretty solid player. However, the traits kind of suck. He has like no pass rush ability traits at all. Here's a potential another one. Normal development. Solid, but obviously, normal. Normal again. Linton was this one. Oh, this was the highest tight end grade guy, but he wasn't taken that high. 6'2", pretty fast, but yeah, once again, 6'2" is a little short. Oh, Sidney Burgess. Did we sell? This guy looks really solid, too. His development is... Of course we sold. I mean, we didn't sell. We obviously got a hit in development. I'm happy with it, but could have had higher. Kevin Bolin. Ooh. Damn, this could be bad. Obviously, DT's not as big of a need in the sense that usually you can get one older guy to play backup if you have to and start development traits. Some pretty good players in the first round. Let's take a look at this guy, though. Earl Skinner, of course, normal, but Honey Badger 2.0? Not really 2.0, but a new Honey Badger. Look how fast he is. He's insane. The other cornerback, Ballard. Leave it to the guy with by far the worst combine to go the third spot as a corner, and he's the one with hidden. Wow. Way to go, EA. He is only star, so it doesn't matter. Our guy's definitely better because of not being 23 and obviously being a way better day one prospect. Here's Dorian Randall, the guy that I was thinking maybe could play wide receiver. I feel like 86 speed for a 4.5, was it 4.52, 4.54 is very harsh. If he was a wide receiver, they would have definitely given him like 87, 88. And he is superstar, so it was still a really good pick, but yeah, it really wouldn't have worked out for us personally. Am I losing my mind, or was there a first-round projected 289-pounder? Or maybe he wasn't first round. Maybe he was a second rounder. Maybe it was maybe it might have been 299. This had to be the guy. It had to be him. There's no one. I mean, I just don't know who else it would have been. The one thing I do know for a fact, though, we spent way too much time looking at that kind of stuff. Oh man, I checked it. The fullback's actually a 51 overall. That's not bad. All right, we trade Justin Coleman and Aquara to the Seahawks for 56. We obviously take a hit of $8 million on Aquara, but we do end up adding, that second-round pick. He was the main juice for that trade, obviously. We also did cut Vitae. We saved 7, but obviously we took a hit of 4. So our penalty is around 13 mil right now, which isn't great, but we obviously got rid of some contracts, and we can finally move forward. And once again, our draft picks are looking pretty good. Oh, yeah. We got to add that first-round pick from the Rams next year. Look at our picks. Not looking bad. All right, year 2, the roster looks better. Definitely looks better. Goff still looking all right as the starting quarterback. Star development trait, 27 years old. Receivers, number 1 and 2, look solid. Hawkinson is obviously solid. Hasn't played well, but looks solid. Offensive line, I mean, there's really no one you have to really technically replace, but if the guards don't develop well or Decker wants another contract and it's similar to what he already signed, yeah, maybe we move on there. Swift, we're going to be looking at the running back position because, of course, Thurman, the rookie, looks really promising himself, but Swift gets the nod for this season. Looking at the defensive side of things, linebackers going to be rolling with Hamza, Monty Rice, and Perriman once we move over to a 4-3 defense, and that is pretty much that. Negotiations, Calais probably retires, but Hawkinson, 5-year deal, makes sense. Let's do a 6-year, why not? 6-year deal worth about 50, totally fair. Backup quarterback, no one cares. Kevin King, probably not. Aruwari, maybe. Yeah, let's do it. 2-year deal, backup at worst. Hunter Bryant, that's not bad backup money either. Will Harris, I mean, we got a lot of money and no one to pay this season at least, so maybe have a little bit of a spending spree coming up. So I have no idea what happened, and you may be a little shocked. We went 2-14. I have no clue what happened here. Absolutely none. And you can't say it's switching to a 4-3 because no matter what we did, 4-3, 3-4, the defense was still going to be lacking somewhere along the lines. We added Calais, and apparently it just didn't work out. The front four looks decent. Monty Rice is obviously solid enough. The outside linebackers aren't the worst we've had. I will say cornerback, safety, they are developing. They're still young, but man, how did we lose all those games But the year before, we were 9-7. I don't even know. Jared Goff, 23-14. I think this is actually the season you can get rid of him. Like next season. If we have pick 1, which I mean we likely do, this is drafting a quarterback time, right? Look at this. I didn't change the scheme on offense. Well, Waddle had worse yards by a mile comparatively to last season in his second year, and we didn't change the offensive scheme. Galladay obviously with X Factor. Oh my lord, probably X Factor at least. Jason LeBlanc, please. Defensively, could get a couple upgrades for the youngsters. The sacks were better. I mean, maybe I blamed the wrong side.Maybe it is the offense. Of course, we didn't win a single award. As far as the Rams did, they were they were 8-8. They made the playoffs. I'll show you guys once again. We didn't cheat. Obviously, last season they didn't make the playoffs, so it's kind of a little less relevant. But man, of course they make the playoffs at 8-8. How much better of a pick would we have had if they didn't? Damn. All right, so it looks like we're moving on from Jared Goff. I'll tell you what. At least the Rams aren't in the Super Bowl. I suppose a little bit of a win. Winner is the Bengals. All right, any dev-ups on offense we would have had? Obviously, Galladay would have had a chance. There he goes to X Factor. He is getting first one free, which probably doesn't make that much sense. I suppose double me. As far as the defensive side of things, DevUps. Ooh, Monty Rice to superstar. Of course, Hamza to star, and then the corner to star. Anyone on the D-line? Flowers already had it. Calais is still around. Obviously, we only gave him a 1-year 10, or actually it was about 11, but looking to get rid of him. We do have a lot of money, though, so let's take a look at what we want to pay. 1-year 10. He was pretty good. Can we offer him less? How do we not have more money? What? Well, I'd like to play for a new team. 21 mil for that. No, thank you. Where's our money? Did a bunch of... To be fair, we might have had like a big bump for Goff or something. I don't know. So Goff is 32 mil this year. We can get rid of him. We'd take a 12 mil hit. So 7 mil saved. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Flowers, we may actually let go. Yeah, I kind of thought maybe we'd keep the majority of the players we have, but we might actually look for replacements here. I just hope there's a good quarterback at number 1. Like, please. I'm not saying he has to be X Factor, but, I mean, a prototypical superstar, 75 overall plus guy, please. Corner Jair is back for whatever reason. I don't understand that. James Bradbury would be a nice signing, but I think Bryson, I think we can get the job done with him. Baker would be... a huge savings to this team, but nah, I think we're going to do the thing. We're going to go for it all with the quarterback. Hopefully there's one there. Devin Bush. We could put Hamza back at safety. This could be, maybe we pay Devin Bush here. So unfortunately, we don't get Devin Bush. That would have been a huge addition. We get a backup corner, backup tight end, backup wide receiver. So as usual... we are the second place team. We have like 33 mil. And we have like no one to spend it on. Obviously, we do have a couple of names to re-sign next year. But like, oh man. All right, the moment of truth. Are we screwed? Oh, I see something good. Oh, I do indeed. How is that a strong arm? To be fair, his third power might be really good. But he looks more like a scrambler type. This guy could be like one of the best players I've ever seen. However, it does kind of make me think maybe he's like star only or something, which obviously I'll take, but what about this guy? Yeah, not a chance. We have number 1, right? Whew. Thankfully, we get number 1 overall pick. Obviously, he could suck. I highly doubt it, but he could suck, obviously. If not, though, this is a very strange one. I did not expect to be moving on from Jared Goff. I really thought after that last season, aka the first season, that we were actually going to, turn him into something that was going to be kind of a redemption story for Jared Goff, but clearly not. I mean, that last season was abysmal. The season record alone was bad, but he himself performed very poorly, so I guess not. I guess this, what's his name? Joseph Barnett from Stanford looks to be the new starting quarterback of the Detroit Lions. I said, screw it. We have a ton of money. We have nowhere to blow it. We're paying Jair. We paid him a 4-year 72. it's a pretty fair deal for him. Doesn't really cripple us just yet, but, at the end of the day, you got to spend the money somewhere, and screw it. Questions about Jeff Okuda, ironically enough, so obviously belongs to the team. Will we be able to afford him? That's the question. X Factor might be in like a 90-something overall. Scary stuff, but of course, actually, what overall is he? 85. Okay, for some reason I thought he was already at an 85 after year 1, but interesting. It's a sick-looking roster, at cornerback at least, so if we can drop a DT along with, hopefully, a superstar plus dev quarterback, we might be able to get back on track. We also add Andrew Norwell for a year. All right, obviously at pick 1, there is no other option but to go for a quarterback. Joseph Barnett, early first. Hoping for the best. The skills look pretty solid. Not the best I've ever seen, but that combine grade mixed in with his, projection is very solid. 21 years old, a little on the undersized department, but hoping for the best. And normal develop. What? I didn't even look at his freaking grade. Like, what? 75 overall normal, 82 injury. I mean, sure, man. All right, for our next pick, I'm not saying this guy is like the greatest DT I've ever seen. Wait, what about this guy? Ooh. He's not the greatest DT I've ever seen, but late first, it's probably worth it. Nick Richards. Yikes. What kind of scams have we been placed upon? Yo, that is so sucky, dude. I mean, look at the rest of our draft class. I mean, we really don't have much to go on. How many firsts do we have? Or seconds? We have 28th and a 6th. We get pick 14 projected next year from the Niners. Obviously, we don't know where they're going to place that, but this is pick 33, literally a first-round pick, pretty much. Got to go every draft for the extra first round, don't we? Now, running back, this is tough. Like, how many running backs do you want to draft high if you're the Detroit Lions? But yeah, let's go with the lineman. Knox, 71 overall. Guess what? Another normal development rate. The running back will obviously be gone, but we'll likely trade this down anyways. He will be gone. Late 4th, let's just trade down. I am severely disappointed. So we go back to the Rams. We give them pick 60 and a 7th next for 115 this and 79 next year. Of course, the DT's also gone. Man, every player we want is just not there anymore. Such a scam. Oh, my. Suppose let's trade down to like something in the 5th. We actually just took a 4th in the Jags next year. Screw it. Safety DeAndre Branch. We're going to take him late 6th. 69 overall. Not a bad pick. This is a normal dev that I'm actually cool with having. Man, that was such a scam. Watch the other quarterback somehow was better. Obviously, this guy's insane with his potentials, but still. Middle linebacker, obviously insane combine grade and all that. Very solid pick. 86. I mean, that's a really good player. Obviously, the injury's a little rough. The other safeties there, I mean, I guess we'll take him. 67 overall. Catching was, where is it? He's had really, 72 catching. Another decent pick, but once again, disappointing. Man, that draft was so disappointing. Pick 1 overall. Taking a punter. Iglesias. He was by far the best combine grade punter. I just didn't scout him because it really doesn't matter, to be honest. And then we'll trade this away. Bro, I think we actually got scammed. I checked it. And the maxes, I mean, the maxes are normally set low. I haven't had this issue before, but I tried to change them to star just to see, like, what would happen. I don't know why I decided to. And it said that I had to back out because it wouldn't work. I honestly think he was supposed to be maybe even a superstar or an X Factor. I raised the maximums to 500, or 500... I think it's 75 for the other ones. Or 300. I don't even know. But, oh yeah, 75, 100, and then 500. I think he was supposed to be a superstar or an X Factor. We didn't land a single hit in development. It has to be. It had to be what happened. What number do you put on him? 13, 11? I'm going to give him star. I don't care what anyone says. There's just no way he wasn't supposed to be have star or better. He was like the best prospect I've ever seen. And like literally every other player we had was normal. The other quarterback also had normal. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it does actually factor that in and lets it go over the limit for rookies. I have no idea, but I don't know. We could have cheated earlier. We didn't. Simply put, we'll cheat now. And actually, you know what? Screw that. A 75 overall quarterback, pick number 1 overall in Madden, would be like a superstar or X Factor. So I don't even feel bad that he's at star. You guys can suck my butt. Everyone watching like, wow, really? He's going to say suck my butt? That is... Don't worry, Jets fans. We're saving you. Kinda. Jared Goff, 81 overall star, 28 years old. 2 years on the contract, I believe, for pick 40 from the Jets. It's year 3, and we only have a 83 overall team. I'm going to be honest. This has not gone well at all. This has not gone... I mean, not well, but at all. But, you know, things haven't gone as well as they should have, in my opinion. It's a solid-looking team. Obviously on offense, defensively, tons of talent. Really would be looking for a DT, maybe an outside linebacker and a strong safety, but can always put Nasir at strong, but I don't think that's the best case. Corners are obviously sick. I mean, it's a decent team, definitely. It's just 2-14 is hard to ignore. We're looking at contracts. Oh, we got a lot of money. Jeff Okuda, this is a steal, honestly. A 7-year, 89. Trey Flowers... That's a tough decision. DeAndre Swift's not asking for a lot. I'm going to give him this contract. Any more would be probably a little dumb because he really hasn't played up to his draft pick so far. As far as everyone else goes, Trey Flowers, I'd probably rather pay a $20 million tag rather than pay him this because, you know what? That's a lot of money. We'll do it. Really? That's totally fair. After 3 trials, we finally get him back. Jeez, man. We're headed to the playoffs, and we finally make the turnaround, and we did. I got to tell you, though, looked a little worrisome at one point in the season. I think we were like 2-5 or 3-5. I was like, not again. Please, not again. Well, speaking of streaks, the Packers went on a bit of a losing one there. Like, look at this. Like, we went 3-1. I was like, ooh. And then we lost literally 4 in a row. Then we won every single game except for that last one. The Packers, though, huge losing streaks. Well, 3 and then 4. Bit of a yikes there. But guess what? We're back 10-6. I don't think we're just about ready. But, oh, here it is. Barnett, superstar. Wow, why did we pay Swift again? Receiving, Waddle should go to Superstar X. Well, I wouldn't say should, but could go to X Factor. Galladay already is X Factor. Had a really good season. Hawkinson could go to Superstar. That would be clutch. O-line, best season yet. Nice. And then as far as defensively, sack totals, at least Trey Flowers is worth the money. Ojulari is, 9.5 sacks. Not bad. Picks are looking a little rough. Tackles, Perriman could go to star. And that's probably the only upgrade we get on defense unless, Trey or, other of the pass rushers may be the only one we get. As far as awards go, obviously... Rookie of the Year, as he almost won. Well, maybe not, obviously. Now, Fleming already was a guy that was in the league, I believe. Right? Hopefully. We almost had MVP, so I would assume we would get Rookie of the Year. Second best quarterback as well. Pro Bowl in year 1. Galladay, number 1 wide receiver. What about number 2 and number 7? That's a little low. Flowers, hey, I like this. I like this together to win it all. DBs, we got a couple of awards. We got close on another few. It was a good season, finally. I'm kind of curious to see how good Mr. Jalen Waddle is. 96 overall. He is 97 speed, 99 XL, 96 agility. Of course, they've built him as a deep threat receiver, I suppose. I would say you want to go with short or deep. Well, I mean, both in this case, rather than medium. Just because I feel like short, you obviously want that speed, make him look like a god running down the field and whatnot. But he still obviously works out. Barnett is an 82 overall right now, going to Superstar. Obviously, that injury, toughness, and even stamina is a little rough, but looks pretty solid already. 10-6 Philadelphia Eagles. We're an 86. They're an 83. We're like just barely on par for being one of those good playoff teams. The Eagles have Baker Mayfield. Interesting. 7-0, 7 all. It feels like it's been ages since we had a playoff game. 10-7. right at half. They do not score. Defense clutches up by 10 now at half. Offense can score one more touchdown. It looks like a win, and defense is playing really good considering this is supposed to be the reason why the team's quote-unquote not great is defense. But hey, 31-7, that is clutch defending. Offense really wasn't even that great either. Barnett, well, I guess to be fair, we had 3 rushing touchdowns. Yeah, offense was pretty damn good actually as far as receiving goes. Thurman, interesting. The running backs, very strange on this team, I'll tell you that. Looking at the pass rushing, they had a little bit more success. Bryson with the pick kind of got screwed over, but hey, easier role. Still probably going to get a decent payday, almost like 10 per year. Will it be from us, though? That's the question. All right, to the divisional round, going against the Panthers. They're an 87. We just got to an 87, so definitely a very fair, close matchup. Zach Wilson of the Carolina Panthers. I mean, when did they even get him in the second round or something like that? Oh, man, that's just unlikely to happen. 10-7. Interesting, they get a score. 14-13. That touchdown was massive for them before half. That could be the game decider. We get the touchdown, but not the 2-point. We get a touchdown, no 2-point. Actually, did we attempt it? Oh, it was slow down. 2-point game. Carolina's driving, but it gives us a chance down by 1. Oh, no. You know, unless they get a touchdown, they have to give you the ball back. Is that Jalen? Jalen Waddle! And it's on Superstar, because obviously with a route like that, if it was in Superstar, on All Madden, if it was on All Pro, we would have probably scored a touchdown. But hey, it works out. We made the right call. I felt like in real life you probably do have to punt that, but I don't know. Even though I believe in this defense, that's probably another reason why you don't punt it. 2nd and 7, they have to get the stop, otherwise it's over. Hell, even with the freaking stop, it's probably over. Looking like Cam Newton there. That's so strange. And why would they throw it there? God, this game is so bad. And, of course, he scores the touchdown on top of it, giving us a chance anyway. I don't even know, dude. They throw the ball, which just is not going to happen. I don't care who your quarterback is. Hitters were thrown. I don't care who your quarterback is, who your wide receivers are, who your line is. You run the ball there, and you play defense 100%. 99.99% times you do that. And then you fall down on it, obviously, but they run it in. What is this, Todd Gurley? And that throw is pretty on target. Hawkinson is going to be still pretty far away, but it's obviously a very good start to it, as they're going to bring everyone up, giving us a chance over top. I think you got to take the shot there. Galladay has the look, and he drops it. You obviously have to take the shot there. They look like they have us beat. And that will work for a gain of about 20. He's a fast man. That's a tough one, and it's a dime for the touchdown. Obviously, now they need the 2-point conversion. Can we do it? Game is pretty... Oh, did we just go under center? That is not a good decision here. And he misses the throw. He misses like the easiest throw in NFL history. And they lose. You've got to be joking me. And no hit stick, because obviously it's a small wide receiver going against Robbie Anderson. Wow. How do you miss that? Wow, that sucks. That sucks. But there's always next season. Damn, son. How do you miss that throw? All right, statistically speaking, our quarterback threw that late game interception, which sucks. Zach Wilson was nearly perfect. Barnett was great, but that pick, man, that was brutal. Running the ball way too much. This team just isn't a running team, and yet they keep playing it like they are. I don't get it. Defensively, sack totals, once again, we've fallen off a little bit in the postseason. Kicker was perfect. I mean, Barnett blew it. That was an easy throw to Galladay, who has red zone threat on top of being wide open. I mean, the man was naked. He was literally so open. It was unbelievable. Titans versus Washington for the Super Bowl, and the winner is the Washington football team. As far as dev-ups go, Jalen Waddle does not go to X Factor. Of course, Barnett does go to Superstar, which he gets inside Deadeye. Bulldozer does not make any sort of sense. Let's give him roaming Deadeye because he's very fast. But speaking of defensively, ooh, we got some dev-ups here, though. We may not have gotten some great ones on offense, but we got some dev-ups on D. Look at that. Superstar development trade there. Star development trade here. X Factor on a 3-year deal right here. And then we get Superstar over here. I mean, this team is pretty loaded. All right, even though Jamal Agnew did have a really, well, did he regress much? Like, did he lose any speed or anything? Yeah, we're going to give it to him. We have a lot of money left over. Good kick returner. Thankfully, he does re-sign. Jonah Jackson, not a bad player, but, you know, we don't really need him. We need a new safety, though, I'll tell you that. Tim Jones, we got a better wide receiver, even though that guy's fast. And then we'll get the backup quarterback. If there's like an elite DT here, we may have to do it. We may have to pull the plug on our current DT situation. Please, tell me there's a good DT. Wirfs. That's not that bad. Jonathan Taylor. Okay, so there's some names here. Isaiah Simmons. Ooh. Anytime we go for Isaiah Simmons as well, we put him at linebacker. This time we would not. There's some names here. This is a tough one. Stafford, you can see, is in free agency at 36. It's kind of what I would expect anyways. No DTs, but a lot of money to work with. I think we're paying some players today. And, okay, so, I mean, we didn't get Wirfs, which is a pretty big loss because a 4-year, $65 million deal, which put him at the top, and we put ourselves at the top of the list, is solid for a 92 overall. But we do get Simmons. We do get Taylor. Definite wins regardless. Sucks, though, because obviously Taylor Decker needs a contract, maybe even this season. Oh, we would have literally gotten a replacement 3 times as good for the exact same price. And hell, we could have probably gotten a 4th out of Decker anyways. Also, you have pick number 2. How? How? This DT looks sick. But that age, man. Is age going to hold me back? Is it going to hold? Don't take it that way. I mean, it's lineman or DT for us right now, pretty much. So, I mean, what else do we really go with? Maybe wide receiver, actually. Galladay's got to be getting pretty old. Oh, he's only 30. We're fine. Do have to re-sign him, though. Probably have to tag him next season. All right, so, assuming our guy is there, which he is, pick 2, man. That is very high. The thing about that is we also found a DT that looks very strange. I haven't seen a DT, really doesn't even look like a DT, it looks more like a DN with power and finesse on their top skills. We could also use a replacement for hand in the future, so we could go with both of them. But early first DT, man, I don't know. I feel like we can trade down to the Broncos that are probably looking for a quarterback or something and they don't want to get hopped. If we lose our guy, we lose our guy because we move back 1 spot to gain 35. I will take that every day of the week. And they take Jake Sherman. All right, enough messing around, I guess. You're going to take the DT. Terrence Davenport, he obviously looks absolutely sick. 23 sucks, but probably worth it. And he 100% is. Hey, ranked number 3 as well. Oh, without a doubt worth it, even if he's only star. Now we're going to go to our next pick, 25, our actual draft pick. And I think we have a wide receiver here, and he's a lot better than I remembered him being. I 100% should have traded up for him, but we get lucky. We don't need to. Nasir Wagner is our pick. 73 overall normal. Obviously, very, very highly developable. And worth a pick. Going to be a future replacement for Galladay. And I never really paid attention to it because Lenore, you know, he was star and he was starting free safety, but our safety position isn't super solid at free safety. I may look to replace that position right now with Jermaine, not Jermaine Davis, even though he could play that position. He's actually faster. No, he's not. We're going to take Tyreek Goodrich. And it was a good pick, 75 overall hidden. I was worried that he was going to be normal. Almost every single safety I ever take in the second round is normal. Literally, like, every single one of them. We had 3 second-round picks. We don't really need this middle linebacker, but I would be lying if I didn't say I wanted him. I'm going to take him anyways. Best available pick. Well, okay. 71 overall. Yeah, a lot worse than I expected. Probably going to trade this pick down, though. We trade down to the Bills. We gain a 3rd and a 4th. Hopefully they weren't that low of a 3rd round, were they? 19. Okay. Kind of got scammed, but sure. We're going to take the DT now because he looks like a can't-miss player. He is a 76 overall normal. I don't think he'll start this year, but we'll probably have Hand as the number 2 DT to our new guy, and then just let Hand go to free agency. As far as what we have next, we have a corner who, you know, I put him on the list just because his combine grade. I'm not really super super stoked. Hey, what up, soaked? That tackle could be gone, but linemen just do not intrigue me these days. So if he's there, he's there. I will take him, but I don't feel great at him. Damn it, dude. These linemen, they're just like, because you can't develop them. It's so brutal. The abundance of picks in Detroit seem to finally come to an end, though, but we may be able to trade 25 and 11 for a second-round pick. Actually, let's add like a 5th to it. Like a second-round pick that's like really bad projection. Washington football team's been there a few times, so we're going to take their second-round pick next year. Totally worth it for us, obviously. For them, I do not know. There you go, quarterback. I'm not so sure about that, but okay, maybe. We moved down to grab 2 5th-round picks. Honestly, could probably move down again, but I want to grab a running back, Mr. Vernon Mentor. Looks pretty decent, good elusive back, and he is hidden 66 overall. I mean, these guys are almost always star developments. In our Rams league, we grabbed another similar kind of player to that, and he never even seen the light of day, but it's still cool to see a hidden anyways. Early 7th, we've been drafting so many. If that guy was in 24, I'd take him first. I'm going to take Jermaine Norris, 66 overall. We've been drafting a lot of middle linebackers. Like, we pretty much stockpiled the entire class every time. We just take them all. And this safety, I mean, looks good, but is he worth a trade up? Yeah, screw it. We'll trade up both of our picks to Miami, see if we, I don't know, land to some sort of hidden. But that's the problem with these ages in Madden, at least. It's just like, what can you really do from here? If he's not superstar or better, he's literally worse than a normal dev 21-year-old, you know? So it is kind of rough, but he's the best and only pick pretty much available. We'll take him. Add another safety to the list. Cordale Powell, and yeah, he's not, so he's what we like to call not good. All right, so we landed, how many hiddens did we land? I think it was only 2. It might have been this guy and the running back, Terrence Davenport. Cool name and cool dev. I will take that. The wide receiver is normal. Oh, no, the free safety as well. We did have a hidden free safety, and he will be playing free safety. Good pick no matter what the dev is. Let's see, though. Yeah, it is star. I would have expected star, but still, you never know. And then speaking of running back, we'll take a look. You never know is a fair one. But yeah, unlikely to be higher than star. And yeah, star. I'll take him. Lenore to Seattle for pick 84. All right, year 4. This is what the roster looks like. Obviously, a ton of receiving talent. Top tier. Let's actually take a look at all the rankings based on the talent. So 7th best tight end. The number 2 wide receiver is 17th rank. The number 1 wide receiver is 11th rank, looking like a god, may I add. Jonathan Taylor is 13th rank. Obviously, this will be a little bit lower, but 16th rank. So, I mean, a top 10 in talent on, in the league, but that's on average. So you got to factor, the 30th ranked quarterback, 38th ranked wide receiver, 20th ranked running back could be top 5 at tight end. So, we have all of those on one team. As far as cornerback goes, Jair, he's the number 1 ranked corner in the league. Jeff Okudah, he's ranked 12th. Simmons, I don't know what his rank would be, but 7. Flowers, I mean, he's got to be up there, probably top 15. Number 8. I mean, this is a sick roster. If not this year, 100% next year, which, of course, is usually when we cut it off anyway, so perfect timing. 4 or a 5 year, let's see what happens. Or we just don't win a Super Bowl at all. All right, we did have a lot of money before. I do not know if that's going to be the case still once we pay several players. Waddle, a 7-year, $135 million deal. I suppose my man's here has been very consistent. We're going to give him the 7-year. Monty Rice, that is a steal. That's a 7-year. I mean, we're pretty loaded at this point. Taylor Decker could get the 1 year. Kind of depends. Nasir only wants like, oh my. Some of these contracts are pretty beautiful. As far as Galladay, this is tough because he probably wants something like a 20. Well, it's not like he wants the tag, but he would probably get something around 20 mil for the tag. So Honestly, I'm just going to give him the 4-year deal again. Why not? We gave the punter a 5-year 20, and we've never given out big deals, but Norden at Superstar is totally worth it. And we get a bye week. That is what I'm talking about. 12-4. Started off the season really well. 6-1, then we lost 2, and I was like, oh no, it's happening. We win 4, we lost 1, won 2, and just barely edge out Washington, I think it was, for the title. Barnett's not going to go to X Factor, but still playing absolutely outstandingly. He had a breakout scenario, didn't get it, obviously. Can't really blame him. Of course, Swift gets a lot of touchdowns, but Jonathan Taylor has been way better than Swift already. I just think it's his size. I think it's Swift's size. Maybe he's the fact that he's like an elusive back as well. I feel like the power backs just do better in this game for some reason. Receiving, though, this season was really bad. Holy crap, that's terrible. As far as defensively, if we ever get to it, Monty Rice could go to X Factor. Sack totals, nice. Right on re-signing year as well. Trey Flowers definitely a down year, though. Picks, Bryson, Rice, and okay, Simmons, a lot of picks this season, a lot of them. And Norden, only kick miss was a blocked one. Tucker 2.0 coming in, even though it's really like 1.5 because like you can't really replicate what he's been able to do. Nasir, Offensive Rookie of the Year, and then Goodrich, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Hey, anytime we can get some award wins, Ragnar with the best lineman, number 2 for kicker, I will take it. All right, so the Eagles at 8-8, they were able to take us out once before, but I mean, on paper, it looks like an okay matchup in the sense that I expect to smoke them. What was that? It looked like a huge rushing play, and then it just like went nowhere. 13-7, really big bounce back by the Eagles. It looked like we were dominating them, and out of nowhere here, you know, we weren't leading. Now we are again. 10-point lead now. Come on, touchdown. Damn it. Up by 3. Nice touchdown, and that should be the dagger. It is. Wow, these Eagles, man, they need to stop. Both quarterbacks were not great. I suppose we were technically better, though, because we had a better ground attack. Hey, look at Swift as a backup's working out, though, even though he should, because he's starting talent as a backup. Interesting. 2 picks for Bryson. 1 missed kick. Oh, no, it wasn't missed. It was blocked. What is with these block kicks simulations? So weird. And we're at the main menu. I don't know what that means, but sure, man. Just so you don't think like, oh, it means like he's like restarting the game or something like that. I mean, I haven't done anything like that, so. Ooh, this is bad. This is the team we lost like 54-21 or something like that. This is not good. Here we go. Can we get the revenge? We lost like 400 points in the beginning of the season to this team. 10-0. The ball is just going back and forth. No one's doing anything with it. 13-19-0. It's looking good, but definitely far from over. Now that touchdown may be the dagger, though. And maybe not, but defense is doing just enough, and this team is headed to the Super Bowl to face the Kansas City Chiefs. This is what the game looked like. Obviously, Barnett looked better. We also had about the same rushing touchdowns. This team loves to run the ball, and now that we have Jonathan Taylor, it actually makes sense, but damn, son. Super Bowl, let's take a look at our dev-ups before we actually go in against the Chiefs, though. 12-4 versus their 13-3. Offensive dev-ups appear to be none, as Barnett's already a 93 overall now, looking like an actual freak. Defensively, 2 dev-ups. Monty Rice to X Factor, and Mr. Nasir to X Factor. Was anyone else on the dev-ups? I don't think so, other than our man Aziz here. Where is he? X Factor. So, got a lot of defensive upgrades in this, or dev-ups in this rebuild. Lots of dev-ups in general. Really impressive. Can Detroit do it? Can they win the ultimate prize? Even higher of an overall now for Kansas City. 90. Here it is, the big game. 3-0, 7-3. Chiefs with a really nice drive there. Come on, offense. Safety with a touchdown. That is literally the most points you can score consecutively. 16, 24-10. Chiefs are not done yet, though. We score a long drive touchdown. That might be it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And it is. Detroit wins the Super Bowl. 31-24. Let the record show Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff meant nothing. So in a way, you know, they meant nothing, but because they didn't really mean much, the Lions win the trade because they get those first rounds, which obviously helped us tremendously into getting where we are today. Getting to where we are today. Mahomes, unhappy, but hey, you've been to enough Super Bowls already, young man. You relax yourself. Detroit wins it. I'm going to be honest, I really didn't think we were going to. We built a really good team. Offense is, I mean, clearly the best in the league by a mile. But I still just didn't think it was enough, just the way EA Sim goes. I mean, we almost lost to the Eagles. Cowboys was a little rough. And then this one, it seemed like the Chiefs were never out of it until the very last moment. This offense's team just wanted to give them more and more chances, but in the end, Detroit prevails. No more jokes about Detroit. Jonathan Taylor was a huge part of this thing, as Swift was just getting us nowhere. Once again, I think it was just the fact that Jonathan Taylor is a little more trucky than Swift is, and he's, you know, technically bigger. It worked out. Maybe it's because he was a superstar. I don't know, but Barnett, our actual hero. Linebacking grouping here was actually kind of fun. I actually really liked what we did with the linebackers, and here's what the line looks like. Mahomes, not really great at all. Definitely outplayed by a bit. As far as rushing goes, you know, nothing special. Defensively, really, I mean, there's really not much going on in this game. It was just, we outplayed them in the passing game, simply put. But of course, that is going to conclude the Detroit Lions, Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford saga rebuild. We got the Rams done. We have the Lions done. That'll probably be it for rebuilds for the week. Maybe we come back with one on Sunday or Saturday. I don't know, but kind of want to get back to actual franchise stuff. We'll be back streaming tomorrow night on twitch.tv/Jeromepkr with probably Bulldogs week 1. We have to get the off-season uploaded tomorrow. But anyways, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If there's anything else you want us to do, maybe like speculation trade rebuilds, like Deshaun Watson to the Jets rebuild or something like that, let me know in the comment section below. If there's any other video ideas or, you know, even franchise ideas you have, let me know in the comment section below. But hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, maybe leave a like, maybe subscribe, maybe follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel PKR Plays, and then once again, twitch.tv/Jeromepkr for literally anything but Rams franchise. Anyways, I'm out. Maybe a second channel video later tonight. I don't know. Regardless, thanks for watching. Hopefully you come back for next video. But until next video,